Hey guys, and welcome to game number 52 out of 100 of my Human vs. AI series, where I'm taking on the AI-powered Scrabble-bot BestBot in a 100-game match. We're currently at 22 wins, 29 losses after a very exciting win in game 51, so things are going well to start off the second half of this series, and we're first in this game. We've got some good bingo tiles, a bunch of one-pointers. Unfortunately, there are no sevens here, so not going to be scoring a lot of points. Probably just lot for 6, I would imagine. Keeps about as good a leave as I'm going to get. I could also play TO for 4. That wouldn't be a terrible idea. The L probably helps my bingo percentage a little bit. But it's also just a lot easier for the bot to overlap TO and not give me much to work with. It's generally, unless it's just way better on equity, I prefer not making 2-tile plays to start just because they are so easily overlapped. So I'm going to go ahead and play a lot. And it works out pretty well. I draw the blank. Second I, but I should easily be able to bingo here. I've got Stibine with a blank S, Niobite I see as well with a blank O, so at least 2 sevens. I comes down for the bot, and alright, I need to figure out what my best bingo is. Niobite actually looks pretty solid here, overlapping Ian and Lodi for 75. That's probably going to be pretty tough to beat. Does give back a decent amount on the right-hand side of the board, but pretty much anything I do here that's a bingo is going to give back a bit. I'm going to have to open up some floaters. So yeah, this feels like it's going to be difficult to do better than. Stibine doesn't play for nearly this much. Are there any other sevens even? I'm not actually sure there are any other sevens. And yeah, this is 75 points, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Wow, what a draw. I draw the other blank, but a whole boatload of Drek to go with it. V, V, W, as well as 3 more consonants, D, M, T. So, might be looking at a trade here, because as the board currently stands, I mean, I can play something like Vid, I guess, but it's just not worth it. I mean, keeping MTVW, like the odds of me drawing 12mo or something next turn are way too slim to justify that. And there's really not much else through this E that's any better. I mean, what am I going to do there? Dev? Doesn't even play any different tiles than Vid. Vet is no better. Yeah, there's just no way for me to play more than 2 tiles, I don't think. Actually, I guess I could play Velt. But, again, MVW blank is just too clunky. And yeah, the bot seems to be having the other problem. Has too many vowels. It plays 2 pay. So obviously I'd love to do something about this E. But I don't really know what. It's not worth it for me to spend the blank. I don't even know even if I played the blank, like what am I going to do there, actually? I don't even know. Vid is a few more points, now it's 20. I still think I prefer trading, though, because MTVW, even if I draw 2 vowels, it's very unlikely. Like, other than 12mo, there are almost no 8s I could even get. It's just not worth it. Like, I'm much better off trading 5 here, probably keeping D blank is my guess, and trying to maybe even triple through that E if it stays open, which it certainly could. I mean, if the bot... The thing is, with that E where it is, given it's on the double letter, it's not that easy to score a ton of points through that E without a bingo. So if the bot doesn't have a good play there, it actually could stay open a decent chunk of the time. I'm obviously not going to play Dow here, even though it's 25 points, keeping MT blank. That's horrible. So yeah, it always feels a little weird to change when you can score a good number of points, but this rack is just so clunky, and with the blank, I have such good potential to bingo if I do trade, so I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. Yeah, that should... I mean, it's not the best rack, but this will bingo. I mean, I have Holding, I have Glochid, Glochid, almost Chili Dog as well, but the big question is, do I have anything through this E in 2 pay? Maybe? I don't see anything yet. Yeah, if it were an I, I'd have Chili Dog as a triple, which would be pretty cool. Girlhood doesn't fit. I feel like I should have something, even if it's not triple. I feel like I should have some 8 through that E. It certainly feels like there ought to be one, but just because it feels like there ought to be one certainly does not mean there is. He plays Awk. I also have Hidalgo as a 7, so I can play Hidalgos. It's not a double-double. It's 74. So that's an option. I don't think Glochid or Holding are going to play anymore. Chili Dog doesn't fit through the I in Niabite. But yeah, definitely going to want to spend a little time here and look through this E and also look through this A to see if there's something better than Hidalgo's on a double-double. So yeah, this is definitely one where I would go through the alphabet in my head. Maybe even something through this P. It seems unlikely, but it's conceivable. So yeah, with an blank A, there is Hidalgo, but I don't think there are any 8s. B, I doubt it. C is Glochid, like I said before. But that's not going to play or yield anything through the E or the A. D, E. How about an E? No. F, G, H, I. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. How about an N? So yeah, holding. But I don't think there are any 8s with an N for either an E or an A, are there? Not seeing it. O, P, Q, R. Yeah, almost girlhood, like I said before, but not quite. S? Goldish? Is Goldish good? I can't remember if that's good. I don't think so. I mean, it would play with Niabites. It's honestly not even... Is it even better than Hidalgo's? No, it's fewer points, and it gives back a bunch on the right. So it's probably not even better, to be honest. Yeah, I can't remember for sure if Goldish is good, but thankfully I don't really have to worry about it because it would not be the best play anyway. Let's see, T, nothing, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Yeah, I don't see anything else. I'm going to just go ahead and play Hidalgo's. Hopefully I didn't miss something, but I'm not seeing it. Oh, wow. Look at this one. If that stays open, that would be quite something. I have 5 vowels on my rack, and what I need for bingo is another vowel. This is actually pretty likely to stay open, too. That would be pretty cool. Aboido to a U for 62. Definitely this game is not over yet. I did get both blanks early, which is nice, so there are no blanks left for the bot to use to come back. But there's still this E open, and I mean, obviously, well, I mean, I have no choice but to bingo here, right? It's 62 points. I don't have anything very good through that E, so I gotta just do it. And I don't draw too well here with the WU, but I have options. If it stays open, I'm definitely going to play Wother. Alright, well, am I still going to play Wother now? Tanners comes down for 77. Probably. I can score more points with Width for 40. Oh, I can play Width here. That's a lot. That's 48. Ooh, that's a lot of points. Interesting call. Do I play that, or do I play Wother, shedding the U for 36? A nice thing about Wother, too, actually, is I have the D. There's only one more D, and if I draw one of the 5 E's, I can just slap on the ED for Wothered for 45. Kind of a cheap way to get another 45 points, but hey, it's legal, and it's very much a part of the game doing those kind of things, so that's definitely a benefit of Wother. It also blocks the E, and another concern I have with Width, guys, is there's still a Q and an X left. He just drew 7 tiles. QI right there would score 65 points. XI would score 53. If he has the X, he can play Axe, Ox, X, a million things over there for 55 plus. So there just aren't really any huge X or Q spots on the board as is. So I'm giving back a lot more with Wits. It's also a worse leave, right? Like UR is definitely a worse leave than ID. It's much less flexible for both bingoing and scoring. So equity alone, the leave difference probably makes up at least 4 or 5 points. And the defensive merit plus the fact that an ED draw, or just an E draw even gives me an easy 45-point play, probably makes up even more. So it's tempting to play with. 48's a lot of points to give up, but I honestly think Wother is a better play. And alright, I got the E, so if I don't bingo here, then I'm almost certainly just going to slap this down for 45. I mean, it's, like I said, it's kind of cheap, but it's 45 points. And Aroid, nice play by the bot, 41. Always satisfying when you can get that many points for a bunch of low-scoring tiles. Obviously, I've been glossing over it because I haven't had a good play there, but this Waze hook is certainly still a cause for concern, right, with 3 S's on C. I'm very aware of that, but there's just not really anything I can do, which is part of why Way was a really annoying play by the bot. Like, there's just no good way for me to block that. And I don't think I have much with 2 here. Like, I could really use an O or an A to overlap this Y and shut that down, but I think I gotta just take the points. I mean, 45 points is 45 points. So I'll do that, and then hope I can maybe draw some better tiles next turn to overlap with and really start taking command of this game. There is this spot on the bottom left, though, too. Look, let me... before I move, let me at least look down there. Because, I mean, I can play... I can play Dreg for 36. This is close because, yeah, it's 9 fewer points, but number one, it gets rid of 2 extra tiles. Whether it keeps ILT, RG, those R and G definitely do not help. Number two, there are no D's left, so he's not threatening Wuthered at all. And this spot could potentially be dangerous. I mean, well, it's not going to be that easy for it to be dangerous because I guess you can put an M after a no to make Nom. The G for Nog, that's not that risky. Yeah, it's not really that scary a spot, actually. I mean, I'm not too worried about stuff like X or Axe. It's certainly not a bad scoring spot, but it's not super dangerous. Yeah, I mean, 9 is a bit to give up, but definitely getting rid of the G and the R is nice. So I think it's close. There's nothing I can do there that saves Wuthered, right? Or just in general, there's nothing, because I'd have to play only tiles in GILRT. That's why it can be so tricky sometimes trying to, like, save a play, because then you're basically playing Scrabble with 5 or however many tiles that you have to work with until you hit that play, or until you just decide to make it. So it's kind of tricky to do that. Yeah, I think it's really between Dreg and Wuthered here. Another thing about Wuthered I don't love is it does put that D there on the triple line, right, for him to bingo to. You know what? I think I'm going to play Dreg. It's 9 fewer points, but I like taking out that spot. I like getting rid of 2 extra consonants, more turnover for an S or something to block with, and I like not putting that D out in the open. So I'm going to do that, and that's an important reminder, guys. Like, if you see a play and you, even on the last turn, if you had it and you were sort of fixated getting ready to play it, always look to see what your opponent did and see if they gave you something better. All right, the bot plays first. Honestly, I'm thrilled to see that because now I don't have to worry about bingos there. So the bot plays it quickly. It very well could have another S. I'm up still. I'm not up a ton. I'm up 43. Because I still didn't have an A or an O, so I still wasn't going to have much I could really do to block that spot. So now at least I don't have to worry about it. I think I'm going to just play Fumed to this D in Hidalgo's. It scores well. Am I though? I might also play Flume. That scores, yeah, that's better. That's just 1 less point. And it doesn't expose, I mean, the floaters in Fumed are not good. It's an F, a U, and an M. But for 1 fewer point, also shedding the L is probably good. There's some scoring tiles I wouldn't mind getting, like the Z and the X. There's 2 more S's. It's a little constant heavy too, so I think I like getting rid of the L. It also, yeah, it just makes it pretty tough to reopen that part of the board. So I think Flume, again, it's just 1 fewer point. It feels like it's got to be better than Fumed, just for, it's got to be 1 point better defensively. So yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Wow. Goodness. I just drew 5 vowels. That is very interesting. Honestly, like, it might not even be bad because now there are going to be very few vowels for the bot to work with. 5 vowels, 16 consonants. And the bot plays the first power tile or high scoring tile of the game with jived. There's still, I didn't even realize that before, JQXZ were actually all unseen. Wow. Yeah, I need to be careful here because I'm only up 30, and with all 1-pointers, I do run the risk of being outscored with all those scoring tiles left. I think Iota here is called for. It's 18. It's not a lot, but it's a lot with this kind of rack. And EEI is honestly like a fantastic leave with that pool. Early in the game, it's way too vowel heavy, but with this pool, I mean, I'm pretty likely to get 3 or even 4 consonants. So this is a pretty good leave. I do give back an X spot and a Q spot, but it's hard to play both ways. I mean, Minx, I guess, could happen, but it's not very likely with only 1 M unseen. QI doesn't play. Well, there's also no I's left, actually. So yeah, holding this last I is big, because if I draw the Q, I can play QI and if. The Q is definitely something I'll want to watch out for. There is the spot above the I and Iabite, and next to the I first. So the Q, it's not likely you get stuck with it, but you still want to be careful. And alright, there is the Q. So I'll probably end up dropping it. Here is my guess. Maybe QI. Ooh. Yikes. Okay. That might need to be addressed. Maybe. I mean, so obviously, I mean, he's threatening Napper and Naps. He's probably got, like, almost all of those hooks. That came down quickly. So do I think I just block. Because, I mean, I'm still up nearly 40. And I'll have Q plays next turn. Right? I'm guaranteed a 30-point Q play. I can play above Iota. I can play QI above the F and Flume. Like, that's fine. I think I need to block that. I mean, there's only 2 vowels left. I'm not even so much worried about bingos, but especially with that R, something like Crag. I don't know, should I block that? It feels very daring not to block that. Yeah, I mean, if he has both vowels, there are enough bingos. There's like normals, clamors, garçons, stuff like that, Morgans. So I probably should block. He can bingo through this I as well with ING stuff too. So that, I mean, that is worth mentioning. He can bingo there. So I could also just say drop the Q and block those. This is a tough turn. Because the thing is, if I'd probably play QI here. I don't mind saving the extra vowel in that pool, and it blocks Minx. Like, if he doesn't bingo, and you know what? If he bingos, I wonder if I can still win, because he'll have no vowels, right? Like, if he bingos, Clamors is just so many points. So, like, if he plays Clamors, 12, 36, what was it, 96? So he'd be at 412. I'd be at 373. Yeah, I mean, I'd probably win. Because he'd have an X and a Z. I'll be able to go out in 2, and he's not going to be able to get rid of both. Yeah, I would win. That's the crazy thing, guys. Like, this is the key observation, right? There's 2 vowels left. If he's going to bingo there with Naps or Napper, he's going to need to use both of them, right? I don't think he's going to be able to bingo with just 1 vowel. At least I don't see anything. So even if he scores a ton with Clamors, let's say, like, that's almost 100 points. But he'll be up 40, but then he's going to have, like, ZXSNNG or something. And on this board, I mean, what's he doing with that? He's going to have to just dink off his X with, like, XI, and I'll have 4 vowels. I'll just play, like, Vice or something and go out in 2 easily and just win, because, yeah, I'll be down 40, but I'm going to get a whole slew of points from his rack. I should be able to win that easily, I would think. So, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to leave it open, which I know looks crazy, but, alright, I got the X, which actually might not be bad, because, yeah, now I think I'll block, because also, and that's why this QI play was so good, too, because it blocked ING bingos. I don't think he has anything ending in an I. So, I need to be careful about playing XI. There might be something with, like, RIN or SIC or something. I need to be very careful. Probably just Vex. I mean, like, how do I lose if I play Vex? Again, this leave is fine in that pool. I'm up 59 points. I'm definitely not losing if he doesn't bingo. Maybe there's something from this F he could have, or like through this ET ending in, like, yeah, maybe something in like ETS he could have. But if he bingos through that ET, he'll be putting something in the triple line. Is there anything through that F he can possibly have? And if so, would it win? That's another question. It might not. Another thing I could do is try to save X on the top right and play V. Maybe that's better then, so that I could outrun stuff more easily. I don't know, because the problem is if I play X, I'm still going to have a bunch of other stuff on my rack. I don't think that's going to actually work so well. Because Vex is 14 more points immediately, and then I just have more flexibility next turn. I mean, I have to block Naps now, or Napper. Like, there's no other choice. I don't see how I'm losing after this, but I've been wrong before. Alright, well now I'm definitely not losing, because I got another vowel. Cooeying with an N. But I doubt he's going to float it. Yeah, he probably needs to, I mean, the thing is, even if he fishes, I don't know what he can possibly get. So I'm feeling pretty confident here. Like I said, I'm up 59. On this board, there's absolutely no chance that he wins without bingoing. He just doesn't have scoring tiles. Yeah, this was a really interesting game. That draw after Flume was just ridiculous. I mean, it was already a constant heavy pool, and then I drew 5 vowels on a 5-tile pool. Which at first I was like, are you freaking kidding me? And then I was like, wait a minute. Like, this is actually potentially really good, because now the bot is going to be deprived of vowels for the rest of the game. And yeah, the bot is going to throw in the towel there with Sanks. So what is my best endgame here? I have no idea. It's not playing Fogey, because that lets him go out with Marls. So they probably can't really go out in 2. I doubt I'm going to be able to figure out this endgame efficiently in 2 minutes. I guess, well, he has Ronnie. If he doesn't have Marls there, I don't think he can go... Oh, he can go with Armlets. Look at that. He can go with Armlets. So I guess I want to block that. I mean, do I even care if he goes out? He can score well with, like, Laws and Nyabites, but then I get Cog. Yeah, it's actually not easy for me to block Armlets. Because, yeah, if I play Get, then he can just play Laws and not have to worry about me going there. I mean, how else... Okay, how else do I block Armlets other than Get? Oh, I guess Gob, maybe, or Cobb. Yeah, maybe... Yeah, but either one of those, I guess, he can still play Maz or Laws without much fear. Huh, and there's nothing else I can really do there. I don't think. I need to watch my time here. I guess probably Cobb. Because then, at least if he plays Laws or Maz, I can just play Go. And I keep Fogey for next turn just to blow through some tiles. So, yeah, I don't know. I have no idea if this is even best. But I could also just play, like, Koof or something and let him go out. That might be better. I'm not even sure, but I'm running out of time. I'm confident I'm still going to win the game, regardless of what I do here. So let's just go ahead and do that. And Maul. Really? I mean, I guess it's going to go out with Ronnie's and Dregs. Wow. Is that really best? How am I missing something, right? I mean, there's no better out than Ronnie's and Dregs. I can't block it. But, wow, that just feels wild that that would actually be its best play. But I'm sure it knows what it's doing. So just Fogey, probably. 10 points, a net of +8. Anything to this L? Gel is worse, right? 13, but yeah, -6, so that's +7. That's worse by 1. Because Fogey gets rid of a few more tiles. Yeah, I mean, I think that's fine. And then Ronnie's, right? Huh. Okay, so 416 to 383. Interesting game. Yeah, like I said, that draw after Flume really set the tone for the rest of the game. It was just, I had all the vowels and I was basically just hoarding them, hoping that, like, I knew he had more scoring tiles, but figuring I could just kind of hold on as long as he didn't bingo. But that was a really weird game, but a really interesting game. So I'm curious to look through this and see what I might have missed. Yeah, Lot looks good here. Nyabite, yes, Nyabite and Stibine appear to be the only 7s. He plays Toupee. Yeah, I think trading is forced here. Oh, I didn't... Wait a minute. I think I just saw Vim. I don't even think I looked at Vim. That's weird. Huh. Yeah, did I even mention Vim? I don't know. That's bizarre if I saw Vid and not Vim, but I might have not even seen Vim. Weird. But anyway, I'm not... Is that worth it, though? I mean... It's a little bit closer because the D is a little less clunky, but still, again, the problem here is even if I draw 2 vowels, I'm probably not bingoing, and I'm very likely to bingo holding D blank, especially with multiple floating E's. So it's just better, I think, to trade and try to bingo ASAP rather than plod through and have to deal with the blank. Because like while you have whenever you have the blank, you want to try to bingo as soon as you can with it, because otherwise. Like, you don't want to spend it unless you bingo, so you're basically playing Scrabble with 6 tiles almost while you have the blank until you bingo with it. So I think what I did is probably fine, but very bizarre that I saw Vid and not Vim. Yeah, Hidalgo's was the only bingo here, so good call by me there, not missing anything. And yeah, that's a good play of Wei setting up that spot, because it ended up being deceptively hard to block, and he is down a bit. He needs to take some chances. I mean, this is 10 more points, which is sizable, but he's not going to triple realistically through a Y there, and the N really helps his leave. It sets up a great bingo line in the O column. It also gives him a great chance to hit that E, and somehow I draw Aboy Do for 62. He bingos back. Yeah, I saw Width. I didn't think of Writhed, but yeah, but Weather is better anyway to shed the U and keep Weathered. Like I discussed during the game, right? Yeah, it's 12 more points, but the leave is better. I mean, the leave, it looks like, already makes up about 4 points of equity, because it's saying Width is about 8 better on equity despite scoring 12 more. And I think between the possibility of Weathered next turn and also just defensively, that makes up 8 points. Nice play of Aeroid. Yeah, again, Weathered is there, but as I mentioned, I didn't love putting the D there. I didn't love keeping this clunky leave. I think taking out this spot has some merit. So I'm okay with Dreg there. And yeah, the bot cashed in with first clunky draw here. I guess it just sort of has to, right? Because it needs to score. It's down 80. If it just plays off, like, I don't even know. Like, where can it play off its J? Yeah, there's just nowhere to go with the J here, like, at all. I mean, Jet, it doesn't... I guess you could try to draw, like, something there, but I'm not even sure what. Yeah, I think this is forced. I mean, you hate getting rid of the S like that, but you have to score and stay within striking distance. Oh, I missed Phelim over here. Honestly, though, Flume might be better. It's much more defensive. Phelim gives back an I and an L, which are both pretty good floaters. Like, yeah, the leave is better, but ET versus IT, especially on this board, where I'm not really trying to bingo. I'm mostly trying to keep a reasonable enough leave and not give back a lot of stuff. Flume is honestly still... Like, yes, I should have seen this and considered it, absolutely. But Flume might still be a better play. I think it's okay. It did give back Jive for a lot. And yeah, this is just crazy. Like, the pool is consonant heavy, right? There's 18 consonants and 11 vowels. I played off 5 tiles and I drew 5 vowels. Like, what are the odds of that? I mean, I'm not going to calculate it exactly, but, like, it's bad. Because, like, the odds of drawing a single vowel on one tile pool in this distribution are probably only, like, 30%. Or something like that. Well, it's a little better than 30%. I mean, 11 out of 29 is probably roughly 40% or so. And each successive vowel is worse. So it's worse than 4/10 to the 5th power, which is, I mean, I think about 1%. Yeah, because it's like exactly 1%. So it's worse than 1%. I know that. I don't know if the odds are exactly, and I don't want to bore you guys with doing the math now, but it's worse than 1%. But crazy things happen sometimes, and I think I took advantage of it well, you know. Scoring pretty well, holding a 3 vowel leave, which was really good here. It didn't have an S? It didn't have an S. Wow. Wow, really? You don't want to just do that? I guess... I guess there's just nowhere to bingo here, it felt. I mean... The I in Jive is pretty tough to bingo through. The F is tough to bingo through. But like, you could still draw an S and hit Arsenic or something with Niobites. I mean, wow. I figured it probably held like SSR. Wow, CNR with that. With 2 S's left, it did that. So aggressive. But I mean, maybe it just... It felt its position was just so bad otherwise, I guess. I mean, I don't even know. It seems pretty crazy. But look, I mean, I didn't have an S, so this could have certainly worked out well for the bot. And yeah, here, this, like I said, I think I made a good decision here, because I was very close to just blocking with V. But the problem is after V, now if the bot does bingo through this I and Jive, I could actually run into some issues, because, like, yeah, it would have no vowels, but I've scored a lot less points. Now I have to still deal with my Q and spend a turn on that. And there's probably some way, too, that the bot could bingo with just 1 vowel through this I. I don't see it off the top of my head, but there's probably some way for it to do that. Or even I could run into issues after Minx, too, right? Minx is not super likely, but it's not all that improbable. There's 2 N's, an M and an X. And if Minx comes down and the bot still has the 2 remaining vowels and some scoring tiles, if I still have to deal with the Q, things could get dicey. And I just felt... Like I said, I'm not worried if the bot scores like 50 or something without a bingo. I'm still in the lead. I have way more vowels. I'm going to have more flexibility and win. And anything the bot does there for bingos is going to leave it no vowels in the end game, and I should be able to win. So, yeah, and then it goes with Zen. That seems pretty good. And, yeah, now I have to block, right? I mean, because here, Because now I think this can lose. Because, yeah, clamors is a lot, and if the bot just draws one constant, it'll be able to go out next turn. So, yeah, now I think I have to block. Vex, it seems hard, if not impossible, for that to lose. Oh. Yeah, maybe I should just do this, actually. It's funny, I saw Cooeying. I forgot about possibly just playing Cooey there. Yeah, I mean, it lets the bot go out with morals. So it's still going to net in the negative, but probably everything nets negative. Cousin doesn't look right. It lets the bot score 27 there. Yeah, Cobb followed by Maul. I guess I netted... What did I net here? Like, -8 or so. Yeah, I guess either one's about -8. So I don't know what the best endgame would have been there. I don't... given it wouldn't have affected the outcome of the game, I don't want to belabor it too much. But in any case, it was a very interesting game. Once again, 416, 383 was the final. Pretty happy with how I played overall, I'd say. There were a couple turns that I should have at least considered things that I didn't. Like on Flume, I should have at least looked at Feelum, but I just didn't see it. So yeah, and then the turn I traded, I just missed Vim, which was completely bizarre. But in any case, I think both of those turns I still made a reasonable play, and overall handled this situation, which was quite strange at the end of the game, just having all those vowels. But I think I handled it pretty well, and glad to come away with another win. So we improve now through 52 games to 23 and 29. So after a while of clawing back, we are finally back within 6 games of our opponent in the series, and hopefully we can keep it up in game 53. So I hope to see all of you there. So yeah, thanks as always for watching, guys. Really appreciate all of the support and all the comments and everything. So keep it coming, and I will see you all soon. Have a good one. Bye bye.